Hello guys, long time no see. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple Bomberman map like this. Okay, so I'm going to make it. So this is a map, so I'm going to make it from scratch. So let's open a new map and save it as the previous map, temporary map. Okay, so this is empty, nothing. So firstly, just make a box, some basic map making from the scratch. So making a small one. Yeah, approximately these size, and make it hollow minus 512. Okay, so put everything onto the grid and ground, no jaw. Okay, and put a thin layer of the texture like concrete. Okay, apply and turn it into the funk underscore detail. So I don't want any portals, and then just make a environment light. Make a simple one, and everything keep the map property default. So change some properties like this. The angle, pitch, always use a -1. And the brightness, B color is warm brown color, and the strongness should be like 700, 600, 800, and the ambient usually 200 or maybe a bit more, no problem. And make it a bit bluish. Yeah, so can make it even darker. Okay, then the split angle can make it a bit softer, like degree 2. Okay, then put the player model terrorist. So I make 3 enemy and 1 CT. Okay, so make them a bit higher so they can spawn correctly. And okay, so then we are going to make some blocks. So like okay, so just draw some boxes or blocks. And make some transparent or alpha texture. And turn them into funk detail, and you can copy paste the serial one. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. And then I'm going to do the actual bomb. So firstly, always make a trigger. Better use tool texture, but actually you can use other textures. And, turn it into if it's just a one-time use, then make it a trigger once. Even no need a name. So there is just one function in the output. Flags check is correct clients means player model. Output add on trigger. Then the game UI animate Bomberman 1 underscore user interface activate. So it's red because we haven't created the user interface. So now we are going to create it. Game underscore UI. We are not going to freeze the player, just hide a weapon. Yeah, that's it. Then we are going to add some functions. So first, we are going to create the actual holder of the bomb. So maybe we place it here. Make any texture. So some simple concrete. Then turn it into a func door rotating. So you can use func underscore breakable because door rotating can be possible, and func underscore door, the regular door, has some bugs. So func underscore door underscore rotating is very perfect. So just leave everything default. Just check the possible. Yeah, you can make it door silent, but it doesn't matter. So then the name, we just name it this one, Bomberman 1. And we are going to manipulate its origin. See, where is okay, choose groups or objects. So the origin is here. Going to put it down. Then we are going to make a measurement. And by the way, point template. So the measurement, we just firstly need to jam some parameters like this one, movement scale. Make it as big as possible, like 1 million, and make sure to check this measurement type to eye position. Always use eye position. The movement reference, firstly, we are going to reference these player models, but it is nameless. So we create a useless entity to put it here anywhere, and just to temporarily name it like the player So set it like this way. Names, just make it a measure MEA. The template will template this measurement, and the name is just make a TMP behind. So you can name it as you like. So this is my preference. Then when this guy touches this, so this user interface, when the player on, we are going to change this thing to some other name, like just a player. Okay, then copy paste. We are going to change this player model, nameless player model, but there is called activator. So even if it's nameless, so it will still register this player model. We will change its name to the actual BBM1 underscore player, and certainly they need to have order. So this first, then is so to make it safer, to make it a bit delay, like 0.02 second. Then we are going to make this measurement take effect. So we are going to force spawn this thing and a further delay like this. And in order to make this block more consistent, we can actually make this set this block's parent. So copy paste, also set parent to the BBM1 underscore player, and also this delay. And after that, we can actually change the name back. So we just need to copy paste, like the delay longer 0.1 second, also to the player. So the player means it is something you want to clean its name, so you can make any name you like. So the player is the name that is just trivial. And then even if everything got name changed to player, but the ID is still registered, so the block will still parented to the player model, and this measurement will still take effect. So if we are going to deactivate this, so player off, we can just make this clear parent, then copy paste to kill this measurement. But this map, I just make this to become the trigger underscore 1, so it cannot be reused. So just illustrate the logic behind that. Then the next thing is we are going to copy this thing. So the center, we can just center on entity. It doesn't matter anymore, and can make it smaller. So this, we are going to make it invisible module. So we name it kind of like a door, bullet door. So it will actually control the cooldown of the bomb place. Then the flags certainly also possible, and the parent, we are parent this into this. So they will move together, so they will give out the sound, so the player can hear. And the speed we set it to 1. The distance we set it to 1. So it will take 1 second to fully open, and the delay may be 1 second. So it will take 3 seconds to go to a circle. So the cooldown is 3 seconds. So then the sound, so we can have some sound effect. And maybe we can make the rotating X to be wax. So, but it don't matter. So start sound, we just make like a knife sound, knife. Knife hit sound. Oh, okay. And the stop close sound means when it fully closed, the circle is done. So we are going to have some beep sound. Okay, this one. And these two sound, it will have some default sound, because if you uncheck this door silent, so I want it to be silent. There is no way to not let it to give out a default sound. So I make some constant sound, but actually is silent. Then okay, so everything is fine. So in this user interface, I'm going to make a function when the player clicks the mouse left button, which is press the tag. This thing will just open. Okay. But just for in case the player spamming clicking the left mouse, so we need to add some basic function to lock it when it once opened, and it will unlock itself after fully closed. So when open, so lock, copy paste. On fully closed, it will unlock itself. So I prefer to make these things to be self. So even if copy paste some other entities, the self means itself, it will not mess things up. So these are two basic functions to make the cooldown take effect. Then we are going to actually place the bomb. So firstly, just three entities. One is template, pointer template. One is template maker, oh sorry, it's entity maker. And one is a bomb. I use physics prop physics override. So this bomb, I choose the water model to become this proper canister. So there are many ones, but this one seems work best because it has some prop data. Apply. Then the heals you need to set at least non-zero, like 1. But even if its heals is 1, when you shoot it, it will still not break, because some prop data, there is some actually some other stuff in it, like some debris settings when it breaks. So if you did not set it, it will not break. But at this case, the bomb will just explode at certain delay, so it does not apply those complicated stuff. And so these two you can set, but you can unset. It depends. So if you want the bomb once placed, you step on it or your enemy step on it, it will explode before the delay. Then you can check. But if you want everything strictly explode 2 seconds after, 0 seconds after you place it, then just uncheck it to make it more competitive. And the name, just make it bullet. The most importantly is the explosion damage. So there is some bugs. If there is some fun underscore breakable or physics box, it also has these two settings, but actually it does not work. It only worked on the props. So the damage will make it super big, and the radius also make it super big. So if there is a portion of your body at the line of sight exposed to these props, when it explodes, it will die. So then, yeah, everything is right. Just put it inside the template. So this is template. So this one template will certainly just template this thing. The name is similar, just add something TMP. So the maker will just spawn this templates object. The parent show the parent to this. So name is similar. Just change it to maker. So yeah, everything is set. Then we are going to make this maker to the desired position we are going to place. For example, to make it here. So once the player presses a button, there will be a bomb drop from this maker, and after 2 seconds it will explode. But we forgot to set it. So in the door on open, the maker will force spawn. Copy and paste, and after 2 seconds, the bullet, which is canister, will explode. Here is a break. So it should be fine now. To check the error, yeah, just this one, no other errors. So we are going to try it. So, but just make a function to make sure I did not die. So on trigger, activator, add output. So make my default HP higher 2000. Then I'm going to kill these 3 terrorists with this bomb. So let's run it. Kill this guy. Okay, 1 down. 2 down. And the last guy. Yeah. So this is a Bomberman map. So you can make the map more complicated as you wish. You can make more blocks. You can make more levels. You can even make some other stuff. And you can just change the delay. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you have any other questions, please leave comments.